And Trevor, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the fact that what we witnessed was history on Monday night. Big E winning the title, and it's not only because Big E won. I believe, and people in the comments can tell me if I'm wrong, this was the first time in WWE history, at least, that we saw a black challenger pin a black world champion to
I
win
was about to say that.
the WWE title. So
Yeah,
I mean, what does that mean in the context of like wrestling and fans who watch this moment?
because he now quote me if I'm wrong, but he was one of the first, if not the first, Black Money in the Bank winner, wasn't he?
Um, I believe so. I can't. I mean, I can't say for sure, but he was definitely one of the first, right? Yeah,
Right.
I would say so. Yeah, one of
Yeah.
the
So I
first.
mean, that's history within itself. Like, and then you have the fact that did he actually did win, and it was against another person of color, African American. Like that's amazing. I mean, the same thing happened with Apollo Crews with the Intercontinental Champion. Now I
Yeah,
don't know if that was the first, but it was something that didn't happen quite often.
yeah.
Um, it was a lot. It's a big thing. It's definitely a big thing.
Yeah, and I'm not, and I don't mean to like minimize it at all. Big, but there's a lot of people online who are like, oh, we need to keep race out of it, and you shouldn't get emotional about it. I'm like, dude, that's what makes this so great, though. Like the fact that this is like I know the term first time in history gets overplayed a lot, and like WWE does it a lot. Like let's be honest, WWE does that a lot when it probably doesn't need to be, said like, oh, the first time in history that these two are going head to head in this
Right.
event. I'm just like, all right, come on, chill. But this was a legitimate first time in history that people can walk away and not only learn something from the context of the conversation, but look back at and say, I witnessed, what I just watched. It is truly remarkable because, and it might not, some people might not be able to relate to it, but the people who do are gonna, it's gonna hit you in a very special way. Like remember when Shad Gaspard and MVP watched Kofi Kingston win the WWE title? Remember, like there's a video
Yeah.
circulating of Shad and MVP hugging each other in literal tears after watching Kofi win and Kofi becoming one of the first WWE champions, because you had The Rock, you had a few people before, but again, one of the first big moments at WrestleMania, and the fact that it was Kofi Kingston too, and personally, like when someone like Jinder won the WWE title, like
And
you know
you shared that with us before, and
yeah,
I can only imagine.
yeah, and like it wasn't, I'm not trying to compare the two or anything. I'm just like trying to share, like, my own thoughts, because it gave you that, for me at least, when Jinder won, it kind of, it was great because there hasn't been like someone, like a person of color from India or Punjab, where Jinder and I are from, right, who's come all the way to win that title. Like that's a big thing. That's a big thing for Desi people. That's a big thing for the brown community in the United States and around the world, to see someone like them. And that's what it is. It's people, like kids today, are going to look at Big E and be like, man, someone like me can win a title, whether it's WWE, whether it's UFC, whatever. We can make it. And that's part of a lot of the equality that people talk about we're fighting for. It's a part of it that I think is very important, because it helps you aspire to legitimately be better, and it lets you know that your aspirations can be successful in the end. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
I
big takeaway for
remember.
me.
I think it's great that you mentioned that. I remember when I was younger, my brother used to mention to me on when he saw Ron Simmons win the belt in WCW, and at the time he was one of the first African Americans to do that as well. And I was too young to really, embrace it the way that my brother did and everything like that. And of course, with Rocky Soulman Johnson and Tony Atlas, I was way too young for all of that. But there was a time, and I'm sure you know who I'm about to mention. Back when I was coming up, back when I was younger, there was a wrestler, for the ones that don't know, Ahmed Johnson, and he was from Pearl River, Georgia, and he was wrestling for the Intercontinental title, And at the time, there weren't a whole lot of black wrestlers that were doing that. But when he won that title, that dude, I can just remember my grandmother was watching it with me, how like much it meant to them. Like again, it's scripted, it's wrestling, but it's still something that speaks to you, especially if you're a wrestling fan. I remember my grandmother said, I never thought I'd see something like this. Like, and they did. It meant something. So I can understand it. And this meant something too. And I can understand all the young ladies that saw Bianca Belair win or Sasha Banks win, and they saw Big E win, the young boys. I can only imagine they probably felt the way I felt when I saw Ahmed Johnson.
Absolutely, absolutely, and like kudos to everyone who were involved. The the circumstances of how this happened aside, because
Yeah.
because look, to be fair, we got the ratings in for this Raw, and they were not great. They were not great, and it kind of speaks to how WWE just refuses to build up anything outside of like 2 days build. Like, it's kind of scary, but we'll get to that. But huge congratulations to Big E. Huge congratulations to the New Day. Huge congratulations to wrestling, because this was legitimately. I've been watching Raw, and this is my own story at this point. I've been watching Raw every single week for a very, very long time. 3 hours of my life every Monday taken away from me. And my God, this was like such a high moment in this. Like, it almost makes me never want to watch a single minute of Raw again, because I just know it's going to be shit from here on out. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.